Framber Valdez says the pitch that hit Trevor Story was not intentional. But after the hit by pitch, which came immediately after back-to-back home runs, the bench is cleared, Valdez was ejected, and now everyone's trying to figure out what exactly happened. Here's what you need to know. The Red Sox, they rocked Valdez in this one. It was 3 runs in the first inning, 5 runs in the third inning, and 2 runs in the fourth inning for a total of 10 runs. 7 of those were earned runs. The 2 runs in the fourth inning, back-to-back home runs from Wilson Contreras and Wilyer Abreu. And on the very next pitch, it's a 94.4 mile an hour four-seam fastball that Valdez throws, and it goes right up towards Trevor Story. He turns, he takes it off the bat. Trevor Story didn't like it. Framber Valdez took a couple steps towards home plate, but certainly didn't look like the two of them were going to mix it up. And bench is cleared, bullpen's cleared. You had players and coaches on the field. Now, there was no brawl, no punches were thrown, but words were exchanged, especially manager A.J. Hinch and Wilson Contreras. They had words for each other, and A.J. Hinch said he was trying to just de-escalate the situation because Wilson Contreras was pretty fired up about what had happened there. And obviously, Valdez gets ejected, and when you're watching it in the moment and when you're in the clubhouse talking to players, it certainly seemed to be intentional. Now, Framber Valdez said it was not intentional. He said it was not on purpose. He said it may look like that, but it was not intentional. It was not on purpose. And there's a backstory here with Framber Valdez, because if you go back to last season when he was with the Houston Astros, it was actually down the stretch, he had a very controversial cross-up with his catcher, Cesar Salazar, and it was after a home run. And the pitch hit his catcher in the chest, and, Framber Valdez did not show immediate remorse in that situation with Cesar Salazar last season in the very same way. He did not show immediate remorse here with Trevor Story. So make of that what you will. Framber Valdez says it was not intentional, but I do think it was interesting what manager A.J. Hinch had to say about the situation. Let's go to Hinch. Here's what he said after the game.
He got ejected because of the hit by pitch after the 2 homers. The umpires get together and deemed it worthy of ejection. I understand. I understand their frustration. I understand the optics. I understand that the whole thing. We play a really good brand of baseball here. That didn't feel like it. It's not judging intent. I have no idea, but I know when you go out on the field and you end up sort of in those confrontations, you usually feel like you're in your right because you're it didn't feel good being out there. So I understand their frustrations. I understand the moment, and it was a low moment of a frustrating night.
As for what this means moving forward, A.J. Hinch said he's not sure if Framber Valdez is going to be suspended for what happened here. Framber Valdez says he does not think he deserves to be suspended. And on top of that, he also doesn't think he deserves to be ejected. He doesn't think that he deserved to be ejected after not even getting a warning. So it was a situation where he threw the pitch, it hit Trevor Story. There was no immediate ejection. The bench is cleared, the bullpen's cleared, there's the skirmish on the field, the umpires gather, and then they decide, okay, it's time to eject Framber Valdez. And so Valdez does not agree with the ejection. He does not think he should be suspended, and manager A.J. Hinch says he does not know what's going to happen here in this one. As for the actual game, Tigers lost 10-3. They have moved back to below 500. It is an 18-19 record. Tigers, they are struggling without Tarik Skubal. They lost game 1 of this series. They lost game 2. They're going to try to salvage a win in this series to avoid the sweep, but guess who's on the mound? It's right-hander Jack Flaherty, and he's struggled all season long. He's got an ERA near 6 so far this season. And in Valdez, that ERA is creeping up as well. This has been 2 really poor starts for him this season. Otherwise, he's been fine, but 2 blow-up starts, and you just wonder what the Tigers are going to be without Tarik Skubal. And if you can't get a ace-caliber version of Valdez, whether it's because there's things going on between the ears or the stuff just maybe isn't as good anymore, Tigers are going to be in trouble. They're going to be in trouble. This is a 32-year-old that they signed to a contract that could be worth 3 years, $115 million, if Valdez opts into the final year of that 3-year deal. Then it'll be 3 years, $115 million. That's what is guaranteed if Valdez wants it. Now, that's the largest AAV. That's the annual average value for a left-handed pitcher in baseball history at $38.3 million. So Framber Valdez, quite literally the highest paid player on the Tigers roster. And if you can't get ace caliber stuff out of him without Tarik Skubal, it's going to be a real problem with this rotation. The bullpen's going to be taxed. There just aren't enough quality arms. And yeah, you have Casey Mize coming back from an injury soon. You have Justin Verlander coming back from an injury soon. And you have Troy Melton. He's not available to come back until the end of May from the 60-day injured list, but he's making his way back. You need a horse at the front of the rotation. And Tarik Skubal, it's going to be a minute until we see him again. So without Skubal, the Tigers are going to have to lean on Valdez. Not off to a good start in this one. You cannot have your ace caliber starter at the front of the rotation giving up 10 runs before he can even get an out in the 4th inning, getting ejected, hitting a batter, and now there's all kinds of controversy surrounding that. So really tough times for the Tigers here. Like I said, they're back to below 500. They're going to try to get back into the win column, but that falls on Jack Flaherty's shoulders. You don't feel too good about that.